What's up guys, how are you doing? This is Khalid back on KKCA with another very exciting Cinema 4D tutorial, and this is gonna be the 7th video of our comprehensive introduction to Cinema 4D series. And if you missed out on any of my videos and you wanna catch up with me, then make sure to check the video description for I have a link to that playlist so you can watch the previous videos. Okay, and today's video is going to be about the types of lights and the shadows and the light fall off in Cinema 4D. So let's go ahead and see what we have in our project. I just set up this quick scene to demonstrate like types of lights and the shadows. So let's go ahead and click on this light bulb, and it's gonna create a light for us. Then maybe just pull it upwards just a little bit, and you're gonna see that by default, if you render, click on this one, it's gonna render. You're gonna have no shadows by default. And I don't know, I'm not too sure if I'm the only one who thinks that this is stupid, but it really is dumbass. I think that shadows should be turned on by default and perhaps set to shadow map soft, so it's not really intensive on the CPU. And you can also this is the type of shadows that's okay, but not too perfect. But you can always use this one if you want to. And this is going to be ray traced hard, and this is I use this one for when I have some flat 3D animation that looks a little bit cartoonish and a little bit like flat design, and this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be like really hard, and there's going to be no softening on the edges. And we also have this area light, and this is the most accurate, but it's going to be a little bit intensive on the CPU. So you can see that you instantly have some very soft and dramatic shadows. Okay, and we can also change the color of the light. Say maybe we want the color like this, and but I'm just gonna give it to leave it as white. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to turn on the visibility of the light. Okay, so you can see the different types of lights, and this is what the Omni Light looks like, and it's going to like cast lights from all the directions. And this is very useful for in case, let's say, you have a scene like this. But if you turn on visibility, you're also going to see the light, and maybe if you want to see it, then there it is. But if you don't want to see it, then just turn it off, and you're gonna see just the render. Wait, I didn't turn it off. Did I? Oh, I turned on the shadows. Stupid. And you're gonna see just like the shadows and everything. So I'm just going to use this one to show you what the type of light looks like. And you also have the spotlight, and this one, just like it says, spotlight. It's very useful for if you maybe want to create some spotlight and some photography or shadows or lights, I don't know, maybe something like that. And it's I didn't really use it so much, but it's very useful, I think, for some other people. Okay, and there's also this infinite light, and the way this light works is just like a sun. So if you move it around, it's not gonna do anything, because you know that the sun is really big, huge. And so if it moves just a little bit, it won't change how the shadowing is going to be. And the only thing that matters for this light is just the rotation. So if you rotate it, it's gonna cast shadows like on just one side, and you can see. So it's really like a big light, an infinite light, I mean. Okay, and we also have this area light, and this is not so perfect. Let's zero out the rotations and positions, and pull it up just a little bit. And the way this light works is just like create some light from this direction and light from this direction, and they're gonna be offset just like a tiny bit. So you're gonna get this like shadowing in the middle. So This can be used for, let's say, if you only want to cast shadows on one object or from one direction. And this is, you can see that this is very useful. But if you have something like this scene, you might want to go for the Omni Light, which casts shadows from all the directions, and this is gonna be very handy. Okay, and then we also have this square spot, and I think I used this one maybe one time for a car light, and it really helped because it looks like a car light. And it's very useful, I think. And we also have this one, parallel light, and the way this light works, it's going to create some really sharp highlights and shadows. So the only way I think, or reason for this to be used, I'm not so sure, but maybe for some eclipse or earth looking things, like if you have a planet and you have also the sun, and you're gonna see that the sun is casting some specular highlights on the earth, and maybe this is the use for it. I'm not too sure, but if I were to use it, I would use it for this purpose only. And you can see that it's really giving it that look. Okay, and we also have this parallel spot, and this is very interesting. Let's see what it does. And this is mainly used for like object visualization or text reveal and something like that, maybe for titles, because you see that if you animate it, it's gonna give it like some really nice looks, and it's very handy. I didn't use it, but I'm sure that I will use it someday. I'm hoping to use it. Not so sure. And we also have this square parallel spot, and it works just the same as the spot one, but this one is leaving like some highlights more than the spotlight does, but it really works so well with objects. Okay, let's see. I think that you can also achieve that look from the earth on this one, but not as good as the other one. I don't know, let's see what we can also have. If you go to the shadow tab, you can also, let's change this one to Omni Light and make it in the middle. You can also change the density of your shadow, say maybe to 70%, and the visibility of your shadow is going to be just 70%. And you can also change the color of your shadow, and I don't know, but this is gonna look a little bit stupid. But you also you have the ability to change that, and that's what matters. And let's change it back to 100. And we can also, if you go to the details tab and go down to the fallout, you're gonna see that you have the fallout option, and just change it to inverse square physically accurate, and it's going to give you that. Let's reposition the light, and you're gonna see that you have now this other fallout. And let's just disable this one, so we're only left with the fallout, and you're gonna see that it really gives it that realistic look. And let's render this, and that's what you're gonna get. I think that we disabled shadow. No, they're still on. And this can come really useful for when you need it. And I think that this was it for today's video. I hope it wasn't so boring. Oh shit, let's change the shadow visibility to 100 and make it black. I was wondering why did the shadows go away. And yes, I think that this was it for today's video, so I hope it wasn't so boring, and see you next time.